To men, one fight, a moment that shook Hollywood when Quentin Tarantino reimagined Hollywood's golden age in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He didn't just make a film. He struck a cultural nerve, and right at the center of that storm stood Mike Moh, the man tasked with becoming Bruce Lee. Imagine being handed a role so heavy, so impossible, that every breath you take as an actor will be judged. Not just by critics, not just by fans, but by an entire culture that sees Bruce Lee as more than a man. To millions, he is untouchable. He is myth. He is the dragon. And then you're told, step into his shoes, bring him back to life. But do it in a scene where he isn't invincible. Do it in a scene that will divide the world. From the moment the trailer dropped, Moh in Bruce's iconic sunglasses, the black kung fu uniform fitted tight, the sharp sideburns, the piercing gaze. The internet exploded. Uncanny, unreal, perfect. For a moment, the doubters fell silent, but then the film released, the scene hit. Brad Pitt's Cliff Booth trading blows with Bruce Lee. A legend slammed into a car door. Gasps, outrage, firestorms. Across social media, fans called it disrespect. Critics called it bold. Bruce's own daughter called it insulting, and Mike Moh, for months, he said nothing. This isn't just the story of a fight scene. It's the story of a man who carried a legend on his shoulders, who endured silence, backlash, and the crushing weight of a cultural icon. This is the story of stepping into the dragon's shadow. We are watching the Wake Up Lab, where history, culture, and cinema collide. If you're new here, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss an untold story. Mike Moh wasn't just cast in a Tarantino movie. He was handed a legacy. A fifth-degree black belt in Taekwondo, Moh had lived his life in martial arts. He admired Bruce Lee deeply, not as a poster on a wall, but as a guiding force. Portraying Bruce wasn't about mimicry, it was embodiment. Every flick of the wrist, every twitch of the eye, every subtle grin carried the weight of history. Bruce Lee wasn't just a fighter, he was rebellion in human form, against stereotypes, against Hollywood's prejudice, against the limits of his own body. Moh understood this wasn't just a role, this was sacred ground. The now infamous scene was just minutes long. Cliff Booth, the grizzled stuntman played by Brad Pitt, squares off against Bruce Lee, to men circling, testing, taunting. Bruce lands the first blow. Sharp, fast, legendary. The audience in the film gasps, so do Webu. Then Booth retaliates. And in a shocking beat, Bruce is slammed against a cart heater. Seats shook with disbelief. Gasps turned into fury to see Bruce Lee, the dragon himself, vulnerable, defeated. For many, it wasn't just fiction. It was sacrilege. The outrage came fast, loud, and global. Shannon Lee, Bruce's daughter, condemned the scene, saying her father had been reduced to a caricature. Fans accused Tarantino of disrespect. Asian American activists saw it as another insult in a long line of Hollywood's erasures. And through it all, Mike Moh stayed silent. The actor who had trained, studied, and immersed himself in Bruce Lee's essence suddenly found himself carrying a burden heavier than the role itself. The anger of a world that believed a legend had been tarnished. When Moh finally spoke, it wasn't to apologize or to attack. It was to clarify. He reminded audiences of something they had missed. The fight was scripted as best 2 out of 3. Bruce wins the first. Cliff wins the second. The third, we never see it give. Emmy 5 more seconds, Moh said, and Bruce would have won. But his defense wasn't just about choreography. It was about truth. Moh reminded us that Bruce Lee was not a god carved in stone. He was human. His greatness wasn't invincibility. It was vulnerability overcome. That's what made him legendary. Moh's transformation was surgical. 2 months of relentless training. Hours of watching footage, memorizing interviews, drilling gestures until they became muscle memory. He wasn't copying Bruce. He was breathing him every flourish, every flicker of intensity, every whispered "be water, my friend" became ritual. And when the cameras rolled, Mike Moh disappeared. Bruce Lee walked onto that set, and yet, no matter how much Moh gave, the backlash burned. He became the outsider accused of betrayal. The man who loved Bruce Lee the most was accused of tearing him down, but in that, Moh found himself walking the same path Bruce had walked decades earlier, misunderstood, misrepresented, fighting battles against perception. As much as opponents' years have passed, the controversy hasn't vanished. Some still call it an insult. Others see it as a bold reimagining, but for Moh, the truth is deeper. Playing Bruce wasn't about winning or losing. It wasn't about mockery, it was about humanity. Showing the legend as a man, showing that vulnerability doesn't diminish greatness. It defines it. Mike Moh stepped into Bruce Lee's shoes knowing the world would judge him. And the world did, but in that firestorm, one truth stands unshaken. Bruce Lee's legend doesn't live in perfection. It lives in humanity. To portray him as flawless is to flatten him. To show him as human is to honor him. So, what do you think? Did Mike Moh's performance honor Bruce Lee, or did it cross a line that should never have been touched? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is the Wake Up Lab. Thanks for watching, and remember, legends aren't gods. They're humans who dared to be more.